Okay, so what I've done over the past three videos is to explain in like a bit of a low resolution way the way in which people express and use symbols from religious type schools of thought. Now, when you're coming across someone who is talking about this kind of stuff, either they will try and express to you the processes of building that relationship with those sets of symbols, or they will talk as if you have already built that relationship with that set of symbols, and therefore no further explanation is essentially required. And on top of that, they won't necessarily be thinking about what the needs of the person who is inquiring something of them really is. That's that's a problem. The reason that that's a problem is that a lot of misunderstandings come out of that. If you had a particular need and you approached one particular occultist or witch or pagan or runecrafter or chaos magician to say, look, I'm looking for a something to do this with, then they will probably turn around to you and say, yeah, well, there's, what you can do is, I know, light a candle or do a certain chant, boom, that's it. And we'll make the answer very simple. When essentially the whole idea is, really isn't. And on top of that, if you were watching someone who was using any set of symbols, you wouldn't know what they were trying to do. The action of meditating on a particular runic letter for the purposes of improving your skill as a martial artist, or meditating on a certain runic letter for the purposes of doing some kind of psychosomatic self-healing exercise, would possibly look just the same from the outside. Maybe having a physical representation of what the symbol is, doing some chanting associated with a symbol, looking at the symbol, visualizing it, and that's probably all you would see from the outside. But it's how they have skillfully learnt to use the inner workings of their own mind, which is what they will find difficult explaining. I mean, when I was a student in university, I knew these hippie types. I mean, real hard case hippie types. I love them all, okay. But they were hard case hippie types, and I would occasionally ask them to explain their drug experiences to me and what the sensations were. And they would just say, I can't explain it. And that's partially because they haven't really, developed intellectual understanding of what really goes on inside their own minds and how to express that linguistically. They're missing a few skills in that respect, and often the pagan or magician or occultist might know what they're doing to themselves or for themselves using a certain piece of mind-altering stuff, but they will still find it very hard to express what that is and how it's going to help them, because they may still be rather inarticulate in some respects, and that also slows down the research and development side of things. So you either get someone selling the religion, or which is essentially selling the process of building up a relationship with a story or set of ideas or mythology or whatever, or you get someone who's already been there and done that and has got a great deal of faith in this, that, and the other, who tries to tell you to do a particular practice, but they haven't got the vocabulary to do so. And they certainly can't necessarily fulfill whatever your needs are. So it's difficult trying to get truth from people who say that they know the truth within this particular subject, which sucks. But such is life.